Greetings everyone, I hope you are well as we listen to this rather cool music. My name is Nick and this game is Teenage Mutant Hero Turtles the coin up on the ZX Spectrum 128K. It's a 2D scroller fighter thing. You can select any one of the four turtles, either Leonardo, Michelangelo, Donatello and Raphael, and you must rescue April O'Neil. She's a reporter that's been kidnapped by the evil Foot Clan led by Shredder. It's set in New York, not a normal New York, it's a cartoony New York. You must destroy bosses like Bebop, Rocksteady, Kang and then finally Shredder, based on the comics from 1984, which then led to a cartoon, then the films. So I'm the only player here, so we'll do one player. Now these fighting games are always easier in two player, but you know. Published by Imageworks in 1991, that's interesting. A bit monotone, no music there. Also come out in the Amstrad CPC and the Commodore 64, so let's see how far I get. Now I haven't put it in yet, but I have got a poke for Infinite Lives, which I might use later on, but let's just see how I do. So, you know, I did play the coin up back in the day. That was by Konami in 1989. Okay, cool, that seems like a long time ago, doesn't it? Right, here we go. Yeah, there's no music in the actual game though. It does come out in the 48K, but I couldn't get that to work, so playing it on 128K. It had great music at the start, no music actually in the game for some reason. But you know, it's got an essence of the arcade game, and for a Spectrum fighter, it's doing really, really well. I'm impressed with this. Quite a lot of frames, quite a lot of shade in there. It looks like you can jump and kick. You can do, well, down and fire does like a little sweeping movement. All the turtles got their different moves, I presume. Here we go, this guy's with the stick. Which turtle is it? I've forgotten. Let me know below. So we're fighting the Foot Clan here on what can be described as stage 1. It's very monochrome, but I would have expected that on the ZX Spectrum. Now it's one of those games where now the Spectrum Next has been released, could they redo this with colour? Now imagine this with the turtle being green and lots of colours going down. I remember that from the arcade. That would be pretty special, wouldn't it? Come on, do it. Teenage Mutant Hero Turtles. Heroes in a half shell. Turtle power. I remember this cartoon used to be on quite a lot when I got home from school. It was great. The cartoon was called Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. I don't know why they dropped Ninja for Hero. Maybe it was more PC back in the day. It was the start of the PC coming in. I'm liking this. This is great. It's got lots of frames there. Do your own music though. It's better with music. Da da dee do 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 do. Deer is in a half shell, etc., etc. Now hopefully we'll get to fight Bebop and the other one. But despite there being no music, I'm really enjoying this. It's moving quite quickly. With 2 player, this would have been quite a lot of fun, as you can imagine. The arcade, I think you could do 3 player. You couldn't have all 4 turtles, though, fight at the same time, I don't think. There is another Turtles game on the Spectrum, which I'm sure we'll come to at some point. It'd be hard pushed to beat this, but I'd imagine now, hopefully it'd be quite good. The scrolling, you have to get quite far to the right hand side to get it to scroll across, and it leaves you a little bit vulnerable. But you know, for a ZX Spectrum game, 128K, look at the frames, look at the amount of stuff that's moving on the screen at the same time. The characters, although they're all the same colour, they're not blending into the background. There's obviously, you know, they're quite a large sprite. Done really well, but you know, it is 1991, right at the end of the Spectrum's run. Did this come out on the Commodore Amiga? I'm not quite sure. I might have to track it down if it did do. I've never come across it. But if you compare it with, you have to compare it with other fighting games, I suppose. Target, Renegade and Renegade, which I'm a great fan of. This is a lot more advanced than that, although those two will go down in history as more classic games because they was in the sweet spot era of the ZX Spectrum. I think it's better than Golden Axe on the 128K. I'm enjoying it more than that just because of the speed of the thing. And it isn't overly difficult. I'm doing okay. So yeah, it's good. I like this game. A lot of people might not have heard of it because it comes so late and you might have been on the next gen computers by that point, the 16 bits. Commodore Amiga, Atari ST, Sega Mega Drive, Genesis and the like. But there we go. Those of you who did have a Spectrum back in the day that was playing this, well done to you. This was a good... provided quite a lot of good fun, I think. Take that, you and you. Yeah, very difficult in 1 player, I suppose. Well, more difficult than it was in 2 player, but that's obvious. Madness. I don't know if you can take a swipe out of each other. Oh, I died there. Yeah. There might be a special power. Is there like a special power like Golden Axe? I'm pressing all sorts of stuff. It doesn't seem to be doing it. I think you're just fighting and your special move and that's about it. I remember thinking, oh, what's that? I remember it's like... that thing out of Buck Rogers, Twiggy. Mim. Okay, Buck. Buck Rogers, that's it. That's a good show. I wonder if that's got a computer game, Buck Rogers. I'll have to check that one out. So, from the comics in 1984 originally, so it hasn't been around a great deal of time, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, and I've got stuck in a shoot loop here. Right, I've put in, I think I've put in Infinite Lives now. So I haven't got any credits left. Infinite Lives is going into the bin. I think the arcade version had, you see those two bits of flames down the bottom. The arcade version there's flames all the way across. Here it's just two localized bits. Yeah. Anyway, you have to do your own music on this, but the music at the start was pretty cool. I think it'd be a bit too much on 28K to do everything it's doing here on screen and do the music as well. So I can fully let it off for that. If it's Spectrum, oh look at that! If it's Spectrum on 28K, there's April O'Neil in the background, looking very tall. Maybe the turtles are quite small. Hello, April. She's kidnapped and she's next to a massive desk. That is a huge desk. Anyway, she's the only reporter in New York, so she must be rescued. She's a fan of the turtle eating pizzas. Turtle eating pizzas? Yeah, they do eat pizza. That worked. Oh, it's better than pizza eating turtles, isn't it? That was a bit weird. Right. I'm not sure there's any variants of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Maybe the old age, ugly, karate koalas, or something like that, or middle-aged jiu-jitsu blind sheep. That'd be a good cartoon. Make up your own one in the comment section below. Something to do with gerbils, maybe. That sounded quite good. Right, I think this guy might be Bebop, I'm not sure. In the, it's not obvious with the graphics, but in the arcade, he was a lot bigger than the Turtles. I imagine here, everyone's going to be the same size, more or less, apart from April O'Neil, who's petrified. Look at her with her jumpsuit on. I had the hots for her back in the day. She was a cartoon, but she took over from Daphne from Scooby-Doo. Excellent. That says a bit too much about me, really. Go! Jessica Rabbit, she was the best looking cartoon, but you know, I don't think she's possible in real life. Anyway, Bebop and Rocksteady. I think they both fight at the same time in the arcade game, do they? I think he's dead. Is he? Right, let's load up some stuff. Right, scene 2. Well, we've done stage 1. Come on, after that shredder creep, and it's gone white this time. More Foot Clan soldiers to fight. Great fun, this game. I'm glad I come across it. I think this is coming from a recommendation. Didn't know anything about it back in the day, but it's really good game. Lots of playability. It does look like the Turtles, so it could have easily gone bad. Sometimes when you kill an enemy, they fall in the wrong direction, but I let that off. It's cartoony. It works quite well. Scenery's good. Monochrome, well, we'd come to expect there because it's doing the most it can do. Music great at the start, none actually in the game, but all about the playability. And the reason why we review these games, as you know already, it's what impression you would have got as a kid. Would you have combat it? Would there have been enough there to put you through? And I think there would have been, because the subject matter is the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, which is big back in the day, and also it plays so well. It's reflective of that. It draws you in. The Foot Clan's there. It's quite simple what you need to do. There's not a vast array of moves, and you just hack and slash all the way through. 2-player option as well. What's that bin do? Is that going to explode? It's exploded, yes. You know, good stuff. Good stuff. As usual, if you've got any comments about this game, then put that below. An experience you had playing with a friend. If you completed it on any system, then of course let me know. Especially the arcades, what happens there. Oops, I think that's lost a life. You have to... you would have had to sink quite a lot of money in, but the arcade version had really great fun. I remember I used to bunk off from college and play that quite a bit. It was next to a Moonwalker arcade down South End Seafront. They're probably not there anymore, but how much will they be worth nowadays? The Moonwalker one was good. It's nothing like the Moonwalker video game. You could have 3 Michael Jacksons, one in white, one in red, and one in black, I think. Yeah, I slightly preferred that to the Mutant Turtles one. That went 3D sometimes. This was all 2D, scrolling across. Take that, you and you. If you're a member of the Foot Clan, let me know in the comment section below. Are you tired of always getting beaten up? They're like stormtroopers, aren't they? They're just there to get shot or hit at. Do. Heroes in a half shell. Turtle power. The films come out then later on. I think the franchise has been rebooted a few times. Secret of the Ooze. That was one of the early ones, I think. So, you know, I can never tell which turtle's which. They look roughly the same. Racist, Nick, racist. No, look, there's Leonardo, Michelangelo, Donatello and Raphael, all named, of course, after painters, Italian painters from the Renaissance period. Monet's not there because he's French. They're all Italian ones. And you won't see Rolf Harris Turtle. That's probably just as well. Yes, or Tony Hart. He was good. I wonder why they named after painters and they ate pizzas. They could have named them after scientists, but that wouldn't have been quite as good fun. Galileo, Newton, Einstein. Yeah, I suppose it worked well, didn't it, as Italian? Yeah, anyway. Put your favourite Italian artist below that hasn't been included in the Turtles. Possibly. I can't think of any other Italian. There's loads. I'm thinking of Verdi, but that's a composer. Take that, Foot Clan, as he explodes. Pole in the stomach. So I think the experience would have been quite similar depending on which character you pick. As the guy with the nunchucks there, various different weapons. Kaboom! Yeah, so you've got the gameplay already, haven't you, really? Really, I should end the review here because you've seen everything, but there's a bit of addictiveness to this. It just makes me want to see what the next stage is. And with quite a lot of the Spectrum ones when it did monochrome, you want to see what colour the next stage was. So the first one was yellow, this one is white. What's the next one going to be? It might be yellow again, or green perhaps, or cyan. Now they tend to be the colours they go for. I don't think it's going to be red or magenta because that'd be a bit tough on the... Oh look, I can jump up there. That's a bit tough on the eyes. I like that. You can jump up and down. That's cool. This might be... I'm trying to think of everything I reviewed now. This might be the best 2D battler on the Spectrum I've actually reviewed. I think it might be, you know. As I said before, if they redid this on the Spectrum Next with bold colours in there, it'd be an absolutely awesome looking game. Please do that. If a coder's watching, because I know Spectrum Nexus, it's all about well, homebrews and stuff rather than big commercial outfits at the moment. If you're watching, please, if you can do, it will take you ages. If you can do, inject some colour into this game. It'd be absolutely awesome, and I'd review it and would say, hooray! But I don't own a Spectrum Next, unfortunately. Is there going to be a Spectrum Next emulator where that's a record off? Don't know. Right, take that, you and you. Kaboom! Right, we'll just get off this stage, I think. Then we'll call it a day. I'm not sure how close we are to completing the darn thing. Player 2 can join in at any time if they want to. Press the fire button, Player 2. No, they're not doing it. Well, that's a good beat-up card. The graphics are great on this. Really good, really good. Well done, Imageworks, 1991. It's a similar era where those, although it's by the Bitmap brothers, there's a similar era where those published Speedball 2. You know, what an overlap between 8-bit gaming and 16-bit gaming. That's just crazy times where stuff is advancing so quick. Not so quick now, though, of course, until we go into VR. This is a great era, I suppose. Retro gaming is always going to be... Is that the other one? Bebop, Rocksteady. Retro gaming is always going to be, for you personally, the era you grew up on. Or whether that be ZX Spectrum like me, Commodore Amiga, or maybe PlayStation 1. It's an age thing. But, you know, this is... Although I didn't own this game back in the day, I'm getting a great warm feeling about it. Because I know how I would have felt as a kid playing it. And, you know... When I was big into Manic Miner in the early 80s, if I then loaded this up, I would have been completely blown away. I said, oh wow, is this the future? I mean, it's much more advanced than Manic Miner in those early games. The playability is there as well. But, you know, my passion is for the early games in the early 80s. But it's great seeing what was to come a bit later, what they could get out of this machine, albeit this is the 128K. Kaboom, he's dead. Right, now, what colour's the next stage? It's going to be cyan. Hello, Cyan. Well, I'm not sure we do the whole stage. I think we're in the sewer now. Look at the graphics on the wall in the background. Fantastic definition they've got from an 8-bit system. That's more like you'd expect from the title screen, the loading screens there, where they could do a bit more. Yeah, that is awesome. I'm blown away by this game. Really, really classy. Really classy. I like everything about it. Everything about it. There's a pipe there. April, we're supposed to be rescuing April. She was in the last stage. I don't know why we dumped her and now we're fighting in the sewer. There's lots of odd sewer creatures jumping around like madness. Not the band. The Foot Clan seem to be the same each time, so there's no variance there, but 128k, remember. Just like the only difference we're going to get is the bosses each time. So we've taken out Bebop and Rocksteady. I presume the next one at the end of this will be Krang, and then the next stage will be Shredder. Now that might very well be the end of the game, I suppose. Yeah. Goodbye, Foot Soldier. Oh no, he's still alive. Right, there he goes. He's blown up. Who's next? More foot soldiers. I could have guessed that. I could have guessed there'd be next more foot soldiers. Anyone else? Do you want some? Do you want some? Yeah. Boof. Kaboom. Shredder. What happened to Shredder in the end? Is he still alive, or did he fall into a vat of waste? I think that might have been the Joker in the original Batman. If you know what happened to Shredder, then let me know. I think he had his own breakfast cereal at some point called Shreddies. Citation needed. Deal with Nestle. Don't repeat that to anyone, because it might be wrong. Good graphics. Good sound of what there is, especially at the beginning. Great design, layout. Addictiveness. Cool. Good subject matter. Great time license. Quite often you'd get a game with a Tyne license which are rubbish. Just check out Tynesoft's back catalogue. But here, it's the exception to the rule. Absolutely awesome game. Awesome game. Really, really love it. Really enjoy it. So I think we will leave that one there. Hope you liked having a look at that one. That was Teenage Mutant Hero Turtles, the coin-up on the ZX Spectrum 128K from ImageWorks in 1991. Got any comments about this game, similar games, or anything retro, then please put that below. You're always more than welcome. Until next time, take great care of yourself, and a very fond goodbye.
Goodbye.